Okay, welcome back. I am MrJayDM, and today we are going to pull the head on the 99 EK. I'm going to do it anyway, and it's already like almost 5 o'clock. I'm just now getting started. My son has been complaining about his throat being sore the past couple days, and so this morning we did a COVID test on him, and he tested positive. So that means probably the rest of us have COVID, but nobody else in the house has any symptoms. We're not feeling sick, so we might get sick. I can't imagine we wouldn't, just because we all live in a house, we're a close family, and it's how it spreads. So I don't look forward to that, but it's whatever. My wife and my daughter have been vaccinated. My son has had his first dose, and I have not been vaccinated. Hopefully nobody has it real bad. Me personally, I'm kind of like, I would rather get COVID than get the vaccine, just because if you get the vaccine, it's good for like 6 to 8 months. People that had COVID early on, they still have high levels of antibodies. So I don't think COVID's going to kill me. I think the odds of you dying are super slim anyway, but I think I'm pretty healthy. I take vitamins daily. I don't eat the worst things in the world, but I could eat healthier. But regardless, I think I'll be fine. I'll probably be sick for a few days, and it might be a horrible sickness, but who knows. So anyway, let's get started on this, pulling the head, and maybe we can see if any of the valves are messed up. Alright, so we need to basically disconnect the intake manifold, the water, the upper radiator hose, the power steering pump, throttle cable, all the fuel injector electrical plugs, the map, the throttle positioning sensor. I'm not sure, but there's a bunch of different other electrical connectors that need to be removed in order to remove the head. The first thing we're going to do is remove the valve cover, the distributor, the timing chain cover here, and then we'll move on to the exhaust manifold, and then we'll get all the electrical disconnected. Alright, we got the timing cover off, the valve cover, the distributor, the cold air intake. I need to get something to drain the radiator. I'm just going to drain the upper because I don't have to disconnect the lower right now. And the next thing I think we need to do is get the exhaust manifold off, but there's a slight problem. The header is welded to the main pipe. The cat's been cut off, and then a pipe was just welded all the way through. And so I may not be able to pull it forward once I disconnect it. Alright, as far as the power steering goes, we have one bolt here that the mount bolts into the head. That's all we really need to disconnect. Alright, now we're going to work on all the electrical. Actually, first I'm going to disconnect the throttle cable. Now we're going to get the electrical connectors. And now we're going to disconnect the fuel from the fuel rail. get the fuel return. It's just kind of sitting there. We have the brake booster, vacuum line. We'll disconnect this. This goes to like some kind of purge valve thing. It's this whole mess over here. And there's a hose on the fast idle. That's the thing that goes underneath the throttle body that's connected to the bottom of the throttle body. There's a hose that connects to that and then to the water tube that runs along the block. We need to unscrew that. Now we have these two sensors right here and this hose that goes to the heater cord. All right, and I guess the only thing left are the head bolts and the timing. Looks like we'll just take the belt off. It'll be easier. All right, and now the head bolts. The head bolts are ARP or APR, whatever they're called. And so I need the special star or 12-point socket. Let me go find one. All right, so I think I said it was a 10 mil, but it's a 12 mil 12-point socket. And when you bolt the head down, you start in a cross pattern. You start from the inside out. So when you remove it, you want to go from the outside in. And there is one factory head bolt, just because one of these ARP, APR head bolts broke when we put this on. Totally forgot about that. Which is kind of weird because we didn't over tighten it and they were brand new. These head bolts don't typically, or head studs don't typically break, but they did. Now we have all the washers that need to come off. It's much easier if you use a magnet. All right, I think we're able to get the head off. Let me go grab a bucket to set it on top of once we pull it. With this mount still being there, it's still kind of hindering, making it tight to pull straight up. But we'll get it. All right, take two. I just unbolted or loosened these two bolts right here. That way the mount isn't as tight onto that. Let's get her out. All right, I had forgotten to disconnect this hose from the head, so we should be good at this point. We got the head removed, as you can see, and it definitely leaked a lot. I've never pulled a head off that leaked this much. I don't think it was leaking when it was bolted down. I've always wanted to know what happens when you start a car with no head on it. Let's see what happens. Alright, so check this out. I'm going to push down on the piston. Yeah, it's definitely, there's an issue there. Yeah, it's just that first piston that's bad. Alright, as you can see, the piston has a spun bearing or something, most likely a spun bearing. So this block is bad, but honestly, I have a crank and I have 4 other pistons for a Y7, so I can take this block and rebuild one. I'm not going to put it in here, but I might rebuild it and put this Y8 head on it, and then I'll have a whole engine that I could sell that's good. And I've got an intake manifold as well for a Y8, but this is for an automatic though. It does not have the idle air control valve on the back. So in the future I will probably do a full rebuild on the Y7 block. New piston rings, new bearings, and obviously head gasket and all that stuff. So yeah, that's pretty much going to be the end of this video. We got the head off, we accomplished a little bit, but my parts for my wash machine are going to be coming. They're like 4 stops away, Amazon, hopefully. And we haven't had a wash machine in like a week now, and our dirty laundry is backing up. It sucks bad. So I'm going to get to working on that. And once again, I would appreciate it if you all would go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And I'll see you all in the next video.